coming up to 11 o'clock on Wednesday, February the 12th. Welcome to another weekly vlog. Lighting is terrible, I'm sorry. Just off out into town, going morning knitting. I'm not sure whether it's on because Lou's not being well, and I've asked her if she was doing it, but she hasn't replied to me. But I need to go into town anyway, get a few bits and bobs that I don't get from Aldi, so I'll pop into Asda. I'm going to go to the bank. Done loads of jobs on my to-do list already, which is fabulous. When I come back, I might sit down and have a chat with you. I had a really horrible day yesterday, and I want to get it off my chest to you guys because I know you'll be nice and you won't judge. And yeah, anyway, off I go into the horrible grey. I'm back from town. I've done quite a lot of jobs on my to-do list. One of the things I've got to do is fill up the bird feeder because I think the squirrel has been back. I have no video evidence of the squirrel coming back, but the bird feeder is empty and it shouldn't be because those little birds do not, they're not that greedy. They don't eat 4 seed balls in 2 days. So, or no, don't exaggerate, actually, it's about a week since I filled it up. So I've got to fill that up. I've stripped my bed and done the washing and it's tumble drying. So I've got to make the bed. Harry's just done one of the jobs on my list, which was to empty the dishwasher. I've tidied the kitchen, haven't cleaned it. That can wait for another day. Well, I mean, it's clean enough, but the hob could do with cleaning. This is really interesting stuff, isn't it? Had a lovely time at morning knitting, actually. I didn't actually do very much knitting, and I didn't have a huge cake. I just put on here what I did have. So I had a mocha and an energy ball, which is £1.70, and it's made of peanut butter and nuts and seeds. And then it got a little bit of chocolate drizzled over it, and it was really lovely. I absolutely adore peanut butter. And I'm still not hungry, actually. Didn't have masses to eat yesterday. Had steak, chips and peas for tea, which had been cooked because I was emotionally burnt out, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. And I had a Twix, and then I haven't had any breakfast. I've had that seed ball and energy ball, and I'm not hungry. I don't need anything else. I'm going evening knitting. I didn't go last week, so I'm gonna have something nice to eat there. Probably my nasi goreng. I always have that nasi goreng or bang bang chicken, or I might have chicken bacon and avocado salad to see how I feel. Anyway, let's go and fill the bird feeder up. There we go. That's all filled up for another few days, depending on how soon the squirrel might come to it or not. I do love this bird feeder. I wish I saw more birds going in it. Maybe they don't like the food. Focus. And occasionally I see birds on this one here, which, I don't know why it's not focusing, sorry, which, yeah, those are quite old seed balls. So these are fat balls. The birds really like these. Blue's looking hopefully to see if there's any birds. Now that I've filled the bird feeder up, nothing yet. Sorry if you can hear the tumble dryer. I did a quick Asda haul as well. I don't often go to Asda, but I needed some things that I can't pick up in Aldi. So I drink Earl Grey, black Earl Grey, and I've got a bag of 120 salt and vinegar crisps I can get from anywhere, and I don't mind the Aldi ones, but Walker's are a treat. HB sauce, they don't often have that in Aldi. Hubby wanted some of this shower gel. I am trying a different Dorset cereals because my muesli is almost run out. I need coffee for school, a couple of green bananas, and I didn't need this, but I wanted it after seeing a video with Luke Collins where she used this month's, oh, I can't even say it, free gift in creative stamping. So I'll get this out in a minute. Oh, I'm sat down with a cup of tea now. I am exhausted. It's 2:10. Just looking to see how many steps I've done today. Did 2 rounds at knitting. Let me show you what I'm working on. This will also go into one of my knitting vlogs on my other channel. But I'm working on stuff for my tree that I'm yarn bombing. There is a video all about the yarn bombing event on my other channel, One Stitch After Another, which I will link in the description box for you. But as part of what I'm doing to my tree, I'm doing honeycomb. I'm not going to bother blocking these, but I'm making individual hexagons, and this is a pattern that's free on Ravelry for a washcloth, and it's got more garter stitch and stripes in it, but I don't want that, so I've just adapted it to be like a hexagon. It's worked from the outside in, which is quite satisfying because you start off with a lot of stitches, you join it to knitting around, and then you're decreasing. So I've joined 2 bits together. As I say, they're not blocked. So I've done those 2 bits, that bit and that bit. And actually when I've joined about 6 together in a funny shape, I'm going to take it to the tree and see what it looks like to sort of gauge how many I need to do. And then I'm working on another one of these ones. This is my £1.29 a ball yarn from Aldi. So I did 2 rounds of that, which is quite good. Anyway, I was going to tell you about my awful day yesterday, and I feel a bit better now. I think in the morning when I've got to go back to work, I will feel a bit more anxious. I'm experiencing a bit of bullying in the workplace. Or my husband, no, it's all right, a big magpie's just landed on the tree, greedy so-and-so, after I've filled it up. I hope he doesn't pull it down because he's quite a chunky bird. Anyway, yeah, my son's just said it's a hostile work environment and I should report it to HR. But this person, I won't even say their gender, I had a run-in with them before Christmas, and they had a real go at me. I'd gone back to work after I'd had that chest infection, and they had a real go at me and said, I don't think I want to be near you, because I was coughing, and was just thoroughly unpleasant. And I'm not going to say any more about that, but I stood up to them and said something. I moved out of their way and I went into a completely different space. And then they followed me and said, why have you taken umbrage with me? And I said, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. And they hadn't even asked after my welfare. You know, if it had been me, I'd have said, oh, that sounds nasty, but, you know, I don't really want to be near you. Now, that person could have moved, but as it was, I moved. Anyway, I stood up to them and I thought everything was going to be all right. And because they were, actually, on that day then, or on the last day before Christmas. And then since I've gone back in January, they've just blanked me, really. And I try and be nothing but nice. And I had last week off because of Mum. And, I'm emotionally up and down. I'm not very resilient at the moment. And I went back yesterday and somebody asked how I was, and I got a bit tearful. And they were really kind. And this person saw and just didn't even comment. They haven't made any comment about my situation at all. And okay, they clearly don't like me. They've clearly got an issue with me, and that's their prerogative. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You know, it's probably people on this channel who don't like me. But to not even just make a pleasantry. And I didn't go into the room that I normally go into at morning break. I went into another room. And I did go into my normal room at lunchtime, and it was an awful atmosphere, and it just really upset me. And I don't think I even opened my mouth. We had a meeting after school, and a very kind colleague was walking along the corridor. We were going to the car park, and she asked how I was, and I just burst into tears. And I said, I know this person is a friend of yours, but I said, they're just treating me really horribly, and I don't know why, and I'm not dealing with it very well at the moment. Anyway, they said, you need to tell the boss. And I said, no, I don't want to make the situation worse. Anyway, they got on their phone. They said, come and sit in the canteen. They got on their phone and they called the boss down, and the boss came, and I was sobbing uncontrollably at this point, which is not very professional, is it? I mean, all the kids had gone home, but it's just how I felt. Everything had got on top of me, and I'd been bottling it up for so long. And
they said, what is it? And I said, I can't say. And I think the boss thought I must have done something really dreadful, that I had done something really dreadful. And she said, there's nothing you can't say that, I've not heard before. There's nothing you can't say that is so bad. Anyway, I said this person's name and they went, And they weren't surprised. And they said that other people have had issues as well. What can we do about it? I don't think this person's going to be spoken to. And I don't want to make the situation worse. But I've said, well, I need to not go in that room. I need to find somewhere else to go. But it's me that is changing my behaviour for a bully. And I've talked a lot about it to a friend this morning at Morning Knitting. The lovely Lou. I don't think she watches this channel. She watches my other channel. And I'm just glad I've got it off my chest. And at the moment, I'm not emotionally resilient enough to deal with it. And I think that's my problem. I've come across bullies in the workplace before, and I was actually bullied out of my teaching job, which I loved and I know that I was really good at. And I've got testimonials of kids and parents to say that I was good at my job. One year when I worked in Warwickshire as a teacher at this school that I work at now, the year that I left, me and my colleague got a cash award from the local authority because our exam results were the highest in the county, and that proves that I'm good at my job. And I had absolutely no issues at my last permanent workplace. I was there 17, nearly 18 years until this final head teacher came and just undermined everything that I did. He was my line manager and didn't set up line management meetings. And he said, if you step down from this responsibility, there'll be nothing on your record. So I thought, okay, so I'll do that. So that cost me £7,000 a year on my salary, thereabouts. I did that. And this head teacher said, there's nothing wrong with your teaching. You're a really good teacher. And then a couple of years later, it was like, well, started picking at the teaching. And anyway, I don't want to dwell on that too much. Have you experienced bullying in the workplace? I mean, I did think last week, am I going to go back? Do I want to go back? And actually, I do want to go back because I'm doing these interventions. I'm doing these craft and chat interventions with vulnerable girls. And it's making an impact on them. And there's one young lady who has recently joined my craft and chat group. She's only been coming, she's done 2 sessions and she's done cross stitch. And I saw her yesterday in a lesson, and she said, can I show you something? And I said, yeah, go on. And she got her phone out and showed me a photograph. She'd bought a cross stitch kit and she's nearly finished it. It's only a little one, like that big. And I said, wow, that's amazing. And I said, just think 2 weeks ago you didn't know how to do this and you're bombing away with this, and her mum had bought her a kit to do when she's finished this one. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, but I've got it off my chest now, so that's good. Anyway, I've got another photo of my mum here. I picked this up out of some stuff I was sorting through at Dad's. I love this one of her. People say that they can see me when I was younger, when I don't wear my glasses. We've got the same shape eyes. And I'm going to see if I can get this scanned and printed off and change the dimensions slightly, because Mum's cut it down, I think, to go in a particular frame. And I've seen a lovely frame in the White Company that is it's got a bright white mount and a very thin black frame. It's very elegant. I thought it would look lovely on my mantelpiece. We don't have a lot of photos of people around our house, but I would like that one of my mum in a frame. And I think, yeah, it's not a cheap frame, it's 30 quid, but if I can get that scanned, because there's a little mark on it there, and just get it centred a bit, I don't know, yeah. So that's something I'm going to do. What else can I show you? I've been on ages. I've had this lovely card from Karen Baronius. You might see her in the comments. She watches all of my videos on this channel. I don't think she watches my other channel. I'm not expecting you to, Karen. But I did put a plea out there that over the next couple of months, February, March, April, any Google AdSense revenue I make on this channel, I'm going to be donating to a charity that's relevant to Mum, and I'm going to match whatever it is. But I'll tell you guys, February's the last 28 days earnings on this channel is $7. So we're not going to be talking a lot, but you know, if you can watch any of my videos, you know, the odd few cents here, the odd few cents there, it just all adds up. Anyway, she sent this lovely card, and just in case you can't read that, it says, "Mist, such a small place a human takes on earth, less than a tree in the forest, such a big void she leaves behind, the whole world cannot fill it." And that's by a quote by somebody called Ingrid Arvidsson. Karen, maybe if you happen to watch this video, you could tell us who that person is, because I have no knowledge of her. I'm not going to read what's inside, but thank you so much for your kind words. Gosh, that's arrived really quickly. It says that she wrote this on the 10th of February, and it's only the 12th today, and that's come all the way from Sweden. It has got prioritary in it. Look at those lovely stamps. I will be cutting those out and using those for some bird-inspired stuff. I've got to do 2 journals. I've still got to do Jessica Marvel's A to Z album. It's weighing heavily on me. And one of the reasons I haven't cracked on with it is that she's got a lot of stuff she wants in it, because it's her personal A to Z of favourite things, and she wants things to do with her kids in it and things to do with K-pop and all that. And she sent me pictures that she wants, but my printer is rubbish and isn't printing very well, and there's lines on it, and it's not the toner or anything, it's something to do with the actual mechanism of the printer, and hubby won't change the printer. He says it's perfectly adequate for just what we need, but it's not good enough for me, and I can't afford to buy another printer. I might have to message her and say, can I do something a bit different after all this time? Because I've got her other prizes still sitting here waiting, gathering dust. Anyway, yes, so my friend Jules came to pick her ballet album up. No, she came to pick her ballet wrap up on Monday after she'd finished work. And I've started doing this ballerina one for her granddaughter. And I said, do you still want me to crack on with this? And she said, yeah. And we hadn't ever agreed a price, so we've agreed a price, and I can crack on with it. It's got all the pages inside. I'm using predominantly Stamperia paper, but yeah, there's a pocket in the front cover, pocket in the back cover, and all the pages are covered. And I've just started, so yeah, I've got to get that done by the 14th of June. But yes, there was something else I was going to show you. Oh yes, so I was just saying I'd like to do myself a little bird album, because I've got lots of nice bird papers. I love my birds, I do. Anyway, this is the last little thing I'm going to show you. I'll do a proper flip through of the magazine. So this is Creative Stamping issue 144. I haven't had a creative stamping commission for ages. I might email Nikki and say, please don't forget me. Maybe she doesn't like what I do anymore. Did any of you have the Papercraft Society box in February? I think it was released at the end of January, because I made some stuff for that. If you did, let me know, because I don't subscribe to that. Anyway, I bought this because I really like the stamps. It's Crafty Individuals, who I love. And there's some really nice stamps on there. So I might come back next week and do a little project with that. I've got a couple of crafting videos, that one of which you will have seen by the time this vlog goes up. I've done a Valentine's Day card. Here is the waste from what I did. I did a technique using embossing enamel, ultra thick embossing enamel, tinfoil and alcohol inks, to make a Valentine's Day card. I've made a card for Amber's Kintyre Crafts Challenge, although I think I might have missed the deadline, but I'm still going to send the card anyway. I've made a video of that, and that'll go up when I know that Amber's got the card. So I will do a couple of cards and a flip through using this. And I'm going to go now, have a slurp of tea. I hope Barry looked after you today. Hair's looking a mess. One of the things I'm saving up for is a haircut and colour. I'm doing quite well on my savings. I've just been to the bank and I was trying to transfer some money from my savings into an ISA, and I don't know whether it was because it was a certain amount of money. They asked me to contact the fraud line to make sure it was a genuine transaction, and they gave me authorisation, and I followed all the steps, but it sent me back to ring the fraud line, and I did it 3 times. So I thought, I'll just go into the branch and get them to transfer it into the ISA. So I've done that. On my bank account, I've got Save the Change, but it was going into an account that didn't earn much money, or, you know, wasn't the highest paying account. I've got a monthly saver account that pays 6.25, and I wanted to switch the Save the Change into that. If you don't know what Save the Change is, it's like when you make a transaction, it rounds it on your debit card, it rounds it up to the nearest pound and puts it into an account of your choice. So it was going into an account that was that pays 3.42% interest or something, and my monthly save is 6.25. It wouldn't let me do that because I think there's a limit on how much you can put in, although the Save the Change wouldn't take me over that limit. So I've put it into the ISA, which pays slightly more than my savings account. So that was a good job done. And what else can I tell you? Nothing? Oh yeah, so I'm saving up for 2 things. I'm saving up, because I thought this morning I'm saving this money and I haven't actually got a goal for things that I'm saving for. So my ISA is just going to be an ongoing thing for, I don't know, maybe a holiday of a lifetime in 5 years' time or something. But my other 2 savings accounts, well, I've got 3. My monthly saver I will put at the end of the year into, because that's just for 12 months, that will go into my ISA. And then the other 2 savings accounts, one of them I'm saving for my yarn retreat, and I'm saving for my hair cut. And then the other account, which has just got little bits and bits going in, or the other way around, I'm saving for a sewing machine, because I don't think I'm going to get the sewing machine back off my youngest daughter, and garden, to buy plants, nice plants for the garden when we sort the garden out, and maybe things like some slabs or hard standing for whatever. Yeah, so those are my savings goals: haircut, sewing machine, yarn retreat, and garden. And on that bombshell, I might come back later this week, or it might be all that you see of this weekly vlog, but I'll upload it on a Monday, because I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's half term next week. I'm so, I don't know, up and down emotionally, and thank you for spending time with me. I probably will be back, so I won't say goodbye. I'll say à bientôt, which is French for till the next time. Just after 7:30 on Thursday, 13th of February. Had a lovely time at knitting last night. My friends there were very lovely, and yeah, it was good. Didn't do a huge amount of knitting, I have to say. And I was very indulgent. I had mac and cheese. I've never had it there before. Oh my God, it was gorgeous. So yeah, the waistline. Don't think we're going to see any results on the 3rd of March or whatever day it's going to be when I'm away. I'll show you what I'm going to do for my lunch. Got this bit of salmon left over from the other day. It was cooked with ginger and garlic and a bit of teriyaki sauce. And I'm going to actually mash it up and put it in a sandwich. I haven't got enough stuff to make a salad. I would have done a salad. Then I've said to hubby I'll be in charge of dinner tonight, because he has picked up most of the responsibility of that over the last month. And I'm going to do some kind of chicken stir fry. We've got peppers, we've got noodles, we've got ginger, garlic, onions, and we've got all the teriyaki sauce and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just going to pick up a bit of chicken and do chicken stir fry. I might look at some of the vegetables to put in it, a bit of greenery. Yeah, so just getting my bag together for school. I'll check in with you when I get home. Saturday, February the 15th. I'm off to work in a minute. Well, it's coming up to 10 to 9. I've actually got to go and do some shopping for my dad first. It is another grey, miserable day. Yesterday we did see a bit of sun, and I actually did drive home from work with the roof down. Sorry, I haven't washed my hair this morning, so I put it up, and I haven't got any makeup on. Skin is awful. Some people in the comments said it's stress. I think it's because I'm not eating very well, to be honest with you. In fact, I'm just about to have a donut for breakfast. Hubby cooked a really lovely dinner for Valentine's last night. I'll insert a picture here. And I'll switch you around and show you the aftermath. So as much as the dinner was lovely, look at all this mess to be cleared up. Yes, we had, in case you couldn't see, it was risotto with pan-seared scallops. So I'll catch up with you later, perhaps today. I'll perhaps show you if the kitchen has been cleared up while I'm at work. Yeah, so off to see Dad after I finish work. Coming back to pick Harry up, he's going to come with me. And we're going out for a curry with some friends tonight. So, but it's so grey and horrible out there. I don't really want to go out. Could have just stayed in bed. Meh. It's about 7:45 on Monday, February the 17th. It is -1 outside currently. There's a bit of a frost. I've been awake since about 6 o'clock. Been up about half an hour. Just going to do a few little jobs. I might go into town this morning to Marla Beds. It's where a lot of the stuff for the arm bombing event is being stored. So I might go and do a bit of filming there for my other event. But I am going into town this afternoon to meet a friend for a cup of tea, which would be nice. I'm just going to crack on and do some jobs. Yeah, I've not had a shower or washed my hair yet. I'm going to do that a bit later on. Yes, Kat is very excited. I'll show you. Here she is. She's seen something. I don't know what. She's barking at something. I'm just seeing if I can see a bird. Oh yes, there's a blackbird. There was a blackbird on the fence. But yes, very sparkly, icy cars. Little bit of frost on the grass. No birds on the tree yet. The squirrel's eaten all the seed balls out of the feeder. But I'll catch up with you later, perhaps. So I'm just about to get in the car to go off. It is a beautiful morning. It is sunny and bright, chuffing cold, lots of birds. I've just used my Merlin app, which is an amazing app I'll talk about later, because if you're into birds you might want to download it. But lots of bird activity. Yeah, so I'm off. Oh, hello. It is Tuesday the 18th afternoon. I'm just going to round up this weekly vlog. I started recording it last Wednesday. It's been a bit of a week, hasn't it? Thank you for putting up with me. Oh gosh, I do look awful today. My face is ever so red. Don't know why. Yes. Do comment if you've had any problems in your workplace with a toxic work environment or a bully. I'd love to know your experiences. Maybe you can help each other out in the comments. But yeah, I just thought I'd pop on and round off this weekly vlog. I've got to go and sort out my cooking in a minute. I've decided what we're having for dinner. I've taken some meatballs out of the freezer. Our freezer needs a really good declutter. There's lots of good stuff in there, but I never use the stuff that's in there, and you know, it goes past its best. Nothing freezes forever, does it? Yeah, so I've got some meatballs out early doors this morning, defrosted them, and then I've cooked them in the oven and they're cooked, and I'm just about to make a sauce with some tinned tomatoes, some passata. I'm going to whiz up some peppers, carrots and onion in my food processor and make a slow cooked tomato sauce, a little tiny bit of chili flakes, some balsamic vinegar probably, and just cook it down really slowly, and then I'll put the meatballs back in, put it on a low heat in the oven, and we'll have that with some spaghetti and no doubt some cheese. It has been an eaty week. So I was out on Saturday the 7th or 8th, had that burger. I was out on Wednesday at Bacco Lounge last week. We were out, Pete cooked that lovely scallop dish on Valentine's night. And yes, he did clean up the kitchen the next day, which was lovely. And then we were out with some friends for curry on Saturday night. What did we have Sunday? I can't remember. It might have been leftovers. Yeah, and didn't eat a lot yesterday. Oh, I met my friend for a cup of tea. We were going to go to this place called Satchmo's Corner, which is lovely. It's a bit upmarket food-wise, but they're actually closed. And I don't know whether they're closed forever because the curtains were closed. They've got like voile curtains in the window. There was no sign on the door or anything. And my friend said, oh, maybe they're just closed Mondays because, you know, a lot of places, if they've got if they haven't got many staff, they have a day off, don't they? They close for a whole day, so everybody has the same day off. So we went to Bacco, and I hadn't had anything to eat other than 2 biscuits, and which isn't very good. But I was at Marla Beds talking to Kerry, who's organising the yarn bombing event, and it was about 12:30 by this time, and I'd had nothing to eat at home. And she got the biscuits out. Everybody had gone, and we were having a coffee. Oh my goodness, they were gorgeous biscuits. So yeah, when I met my friend, I had a glass of wine and I had cheesy chips. Yeah, and I came back and I had a very, very small portion of my leftover chicken noodle dish. But yeah, I'm feeling, maybe it's because it's half term and haven't got to go to school, I'm feeling a bit happier about this person at work. And I've just got to put my big girl pants on and ignore and get a tougher skin, basically. Done some plans today for Mum's gathering. I don't know whether I've said before, or perhaps go into it in more detail another day, but Mum didn't want a funeral, and I'll maybe talk about that in another video. But we're going to have some kind of gathering for her. So I've emailed a potential venue. They haven't got back to me yet. I could ring them, but I'm not in the mood for talking to anybody on the phone, if that makes sense. So I've emailed them to tell me some menu choices and prices and what the capacity is. I've started to put a guest list together, and sadly there's not going to be many people. If everybody who I've got on the list so far comes, it'll be about 65 people. But I guess that's because, you know, when you live to, and let's face it, Mum would have been 88 in June. It's more than your 3 school years and 10, isn't it? And sadly, I think all of her friends have passed on, all of them without exception. Oh no, I've just thought of somebody to add to the list actually. And Mum only had one sister, and she passed away quite a long time ago, probably almost 30 years ago, if not about 30 years ago. But yeah, it is what it is. So I've done that. Oh, and I've had another lovely sympathy card. This is from Lynn, Content Crafts. I'm not going to read the message inside, but thank you so much for thinking of me. There's her lovely stamp on the back. Beautiful, beautiful, plain and simple, white on white. Is so elegant, isn't it? Thank you so much, Lynn. I'll leave Lynn in the description box. The other thing I want to say, in that little bit of footage of the Saturday night curry, there was a lady waving. That is Kung. I met her for the first time on Saturday night. She is a friend of the friends that we were going out for dinner with. She'd come to stay for the weekend. Kung has a YouTube channel. I will leave that linked in the description box for you. It was lovely to meet you, Kung, if you happen to be watching this. She won't be. Yes, but the other thing I was going to tell you about, and this is really the last thing I'm going to say, because this video has already been enough wittering and rambling this week. I talked about the Merlin app. I tried to get it up on my iPad, but I couldn't. It's on my phone, so I can't show you. But it's from Cornell University. It is a free app, and if you are into birds, it is an amazing bird identifier. So you can record anywhere you are outside, any bird sound that you don't recognise, and it'll list all of the birds that it can hear while you're recording. And it will also show you a picture of that bird. So, gosh, I'm just looking at how red my nose is. I don't know why I am so red. I really don't. I'm using that rosacea stuff, and it seems to be making my skin worse, not any better. Deary me. Anyway, I know it doesn't look it, but to all intents and purposes, I'm feeling a bit better this week. I haven't got to go into work. I'm just going to get this edited now. tomorrow is the start of another week. Do take care, everybody, and I'll be back soon. If you've made it to the end, leave me a green heart in the comments so I know that you've made it to the end. And I'll be back with a crafting video or whatever, or a vlog. Oh, yes, this is going to go up on the 19th, so the 20th you will see the next prompt for the art club. Do take care, everybody. Bye now.